Hi, I'm Danica, and this is Yoga with Danica. Today's practice is slow yoga to feel calm and present. And this is Vita, and she's here to help. You will need 2 blocks for today's yoga practice, so make your way onto your mat and let's get started. So you can place your blocks up towards the top of the mat. We won't need them just yet, but just have them handy for when we do. And we'll begin today in a puppy pose. So we'll come on to all fours. Excuse me. And then we're going to keep our hips where they are up in the air. Just walk the hands out in front of you. So you're melting your heart down towards the ground. Maybe the forehead comes to the ground. Let your elbows relax down. And then once you're there, just puff up the low back a little bit so you're not dumping any weight into the sacrum. Keeping it really spacious. Take a few breaths here just to arrive to the practice. So what does it feel like for you right now to slow the breath down and try to fill up the whole body? See if you can feel your breath down into your low back. On your next inhale, start to lift back up into your stable tabletop pose. And then we'll move through cat and cow pose, but we're going to move really slowly so that we can find our calm, present self, and intentionally with the breath. So go ahead and find your way into your cow pose. So we drop the belly down, the tailbone and the crown of the head lifts up as the heart reaches forward through the arms. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, rounding the spine, and start to sink the hips just a little bit towards your heels. And then once you're at the bottom of your exhale, deep breath in. And the next exhale will transition you back into your cow pose. Drop the belly down, reach the heart forward and through. At the bottom of your exhale, take another deep breath in. Exhale, transition into your cat pose / half child's pose. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, transition into your cow pose. Deep breath in here. And last time, exhale, shifting the hips back just a little bit towards your heels. Deep breath in. And then exhale your way back into a stable tabletop. Stretch the right foot back with the toes curled under. So on your next exhale, lift the left knee, just the left knee, a couple inches off the ground. And just notice the muscles that you have to engage to maintain stability. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lift the hips up and push them back into a downward facing dog. So your left knee is still bent here, and you can press down through the right heel. Deep breath in. And the exhale will transition you back down onto that left knee with the right foot extended back. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift the knee. And then press back into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, transition back down onto your left knee. Deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the right knee to meet the left, coming back into your stable tabletop. Extend the left foot back, toes curled under. On your next exhale, hover the right knee off the ground, and then press back into your modified downward dog with the right knee bent. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back down onto the right knee with the left leg extended back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, transition, lifting the knee up and then pressing back into your down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back down. Deep breath in. And then bring the left foot to meet the right. Sit back on your heels with the toes curled under just for a moment. So throughout this practice, we'll be doing relatively simple movements, but trying to slow it way down so that we really can get into the moment to moment to moment mindset, because I think that's where we'll find our calm. That's where we'll find our breath, and that's where we'll find our calm presence, in my experience. So if this is really burning in your feet, that's quite normal, and it's really good for you to try and do this, even just once a day for like 30 seconds. Doesn't have to be much, but we carry a lot of tension and stress in our feet. If you want to start to take it a bit further, you can walk your hands up. But that is a lot, my friends. Take a deep breath wherever you are. And exhale very slowly and mindfully. Walk it back into your tabletop, uncurl the toes, and just tap the tops of the feet on the floor. Grab a hold of your blocks. And we're going to bring the right foot forward in between the blocks. And I like to bring my blocks on my highest setting here. And then I'm going to walk my foot as far forward as you need to so that when I sink down into my lunge, my knee is right over top of my ankle. And then curl the back toes under. And the only reason why I'm mentioning the back toes much in this practice is just because I want a level of awareness from the crown of the head all the way down into the toes, moment to moment to moment. So really sink down here, just finding the breath, finding a little bit of ease in your first lunge of the practice. See if you can relax in the shoulder and in the face. Notice any changes in the breath. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you'll transition back. Your hips are sliding back towards your heels, coming into a half split. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, transition back into your lunge. Deep breath in. Exhale, shift back into your half split. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, remain in your half split. So I'm going to set that block off to the side just so you can see. I'm going to take the left block onto its lowest setting and place my left hand there, shift my weight into my left hand. You can bring your right hand onto your right hip and just slide that right hip back an inch or two so it feels like it's lined up with your left. And you can come up onto the fingertips of the left hand if that's helpful for you. And when and if you're ready, you can begin to lift the right arm up. Keep sliding your right hip back so it's in line with the left. You should feel it a lot in the outer hips area. And then trust yourself, lean back. So I think a lot of people would agree that this is an intense pose. What's going on in your breath and in your body when you're met with intensity or challenge? And what allows you to tap into your calm, present self the fastest? Inhale, lean back, open up, and then exhale, unwind. We're going to shift forward again into our lunge. With the back toes curled under. Finding some ease, finding your breath. Deep breath in. And exhale. So again, that left block is over onto the left side on its lowest setting. Left block is on the left side, who would have guessed? Shift your weight into your left hand and bring your right hand onto your knee. Stay here and breathe. This is doing a lot. Or bend the back knee. And then if you want to take it a bit further, reach the arm out in front of you. And then using your whole inhale, rainbow arc the hand back towards your foot. Moving very slowly, watching the hand go all the way back towards the back foot. Grab a hold. And then trust yourself, lean back. Can you still breathe? Can you still find your calm center? We'll very gently release the back foot. Slowly bring that right arm all the way up and over. Grab a hold of your block so you can begin to shift the hips back. So you have some room to slide that right knee back to meet the left knee. We're going to keep our hands on the blocks here on their second highest setting. So we're just in a regular tabletop, but our hands are lifted up on the blocks. On your next exhale, drop the belly down, reach the heart forward and through, coming into a cow pose here on the blocks. Deep breath in. Curl the toes under as you exhale, round the spine. Sink the hips all the way back towards the heels. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, transition back into your cow pose. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink back, heel your hips towards your heels. Coming into a little modified child's pose. Deep breath in. And then exhale, lifts you back up into your stable tabletop. Hands on blocks. Left foot comes forward this time between the blocks. And then let your hips sink forward and down. Coming into your lunge. And then you can lift the blocks up on their highest setting if you're like me. And you want that in your life. So here we're just finding our breath and finding a little bit of ease as we directly meet the challenge of the low lunge. So find some softness in the jaw. Maybe it's the space around the eyes, shoulders. Breath. And then just start to move with your breath. As you exhale, we'll transition back towards our half split. And then once you're there, take a deep breath in. Exhale back towards your lunge. Take a deep breath in. Exhale back towards half split. And take a deep breath in here. Exhale, lunge. Deep breath in. Exhale, half split. Deep breath in here. Place the right block down on its lowest setting over on the right side of the mat. Shift your weight over into your right hand on the block and then bring the left hand onto the left hip. Slide the left hip back in space a couple inches so it feels like it lines up with your left hip. And then maybe lift that left arm all the way up to the sky and trust yourself enough to lean back a bit. So finding your sense of calm and presence here in the moment it may not always look like what I'm doing. So if having your arm extended, or if being in this pose in general just does not bring you any sense of calm, then you have to trust yourself enough to follow your own intuition. Do your version of this pose, or whatever else is calling for you in the moment. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in, really open up, lean back. And then exhale, unwinds you back. Shifting forward into your lunge again. Just take 1 or 2 cleansing breaths here. Right block once again over on the edge on its lowest setting. Shift over into your right hand. Left hand onto the right, into the left knee. So you're twisting the rib cage and the heart open to the left, and then maybe bend your back knee. And then maybe reach your left fingertips forward and use your whole breath to rainbow arc it back towards that foot. Grab a hold. Sink down into your lunge and then let the heart open towards the sky as you trust yourself and lean back. So some days this is going to bring you a sense of calm. And some days it's going to make you laugh at how much it doesn't bring you a sense of calm. Quite the opposite. But sometimes we need to find our sense of calm even in the chaos and stress and challenge. Where do you go? One more deep breath in. And then very gently release. Come back forward into that lunge. Bring the blocks with you. Shift the hips back so you have room to place that left knee beside the right. Hands on blocks. Stable tabletop. Exhale, draw the heart down, forward and through, coming into your cow pose. Deep breath in. Exhale. Toes curled under, sink the hips back towards the heels. Deep breath in. And out. Just remaining here in this modified child's pose, breathing into the back of the body. Fill up your body all the way down into the low back and the hips. 2 more breaths. And then inhale your way back up into your stable tabletop, hands on blocks. Uncurl the toes and just tap the tops of the feet on the floor. So we can set the blocks off to the side for now, unless you dig it. We're going to bring the right knee forward, setting up for a pigeon pose on the right side. So traditionally in pigeon pose, our front leg is parallel to the top of the mat, but for our purposes today, it is not. It is tucked in quite tight in towards our body, and then just walking the back knee out away from you. And you can choose here whether you want your toes curled under in the back or pointed flat, but just make a conscious decision on what to do with your feet. So you're staying fully engaged from the crown of the head all the way down into the toes. Because I feel like staying really engaged in your body when you're met with challenge is a great way to stay calm. So we're just breathing here in a pigeon pose up on top of our hands. So you can come onto your fingertips or your fists, or you can use your blocks. But try to still here find extension in the low back so your low belly is engaged. And then you're reaching the heart forward, lifting through the crown of the head. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right knee. And then maybe bend that back knee again. Use the whole breath to rainbow arc that hand back, the left hand back towards your left foot. And then gently draw the left foot in towards the body. Keep finding extension through the low back, engaging in the low belly. Deep breath in. Slow, calm, controlled breath out. Last deep breath in. And very gently release the back foot, coming back to face the front of the mat. And you can grab a hold of your block here on your lowest setting. Still staying in pigeon pose, we're just going to drop the forearms onto the block. Choose whether you want your back toes curled under or pointed straight back behind you, and breathe. Take one more breath here. And then we'll place the hands down. And we'll start to shift our weight towards our back knee so we have room to slide that front foot back. Keeping the hands on the ground this time. Just flowing through a regular cat-cow, however feels right to you, using whatever breath you want to use. Just a few rounds of free, creative movement. So I've found through my own practice and through teaching for the last 10 years that really getting into the hips, like we're doing, is not the fastest way to experience calm. Like, you won't necessarily be experiencing it in the moment, because that's where we keep a lot of our junk, a lot of our stress, a lot of our tension in our hips. So I think it's a really great way to tap into where we go in those times of challenge and stress and tension. How can we be better by responding to it rather than reacting to it? When you feel ready, we'll do the second side. So bringing the left knee forward, coming into that little pigeon. Walk the back knee back behind you. And then choose whether to have your back toes curled under or pointed back behind you. Engage in the low belly, extending the tailbone long. Finding a little bit of ease and softness here, whatever that means for you. You can have your fingertips or your fists on the ground or on the blocks. So responding to uncomfortable situations with a sense of calm presence. If you can even think of someone in your life that just is calm, even when things go really wrong, they are able to either jump into action in a calm or brave way. What is it about them necessarily do you associate with calm? What makes you say, oh, that person was really calm? It's interesting to think about. Left hand is going to come inside the left knee, bending the right. Maybe taking that right arm, full range of motion, all the way back to meet it. Grab a hold of that foot, bring it in towards the body. So even here, you can find a sense of release or relaxation or calm presence. How do you feel when you take a deep breath all the way down into the low back? Very slowly begin to release that back foot. Try not to slingshot it away from you. And then come back to face the front of the mat. Staying in your pigeon pose, you can bring the block back on its lowest setting if you liked having it there. Bringing the forearms onto the block. Point the toes or curl them under. And breathe. Begin to place the hands back down on the ground. Shifting your weight into your back knee, very slowly, moment to moment, tabletop. So this time taking it a bit further. So as you exhale, I want you to begin to shift the weight forward into your hands so you can drop your hips down, point the toes back behind you, coming into a cobra. So with our cobra, our elbows are tucked in towards the sides of our body and the heart is drawing forward and through. Inhale. Exhale, transition back towards your child's pose. Curl the toes under. Deep breath in once you're there. Exhale, shifting back towards your cobra. Uncurl the toes, sink the hips down, hug the elbows in, relax the shoulders, reach the heart forward, deep breath in. Exhale, transition you back into your child's pose, curl the toes under. Deep breath in. Exhale, shift forward, coming into your cobra, uncurl the toes, point them back behind you, hug the elbows in, reach the heart forward and through, deep breath in. And then exhale your way back into your child's pose with the toes curled under. And let your head come to the floor, onto your hands, or onto a block. And we'll just rest here for a couple breaths. If you want to uncurl your toes, go for it. Deep breath in. Directing your breath into the back of the body. And really take your time with each breath. So you're not in a hurry to get to the next inhale or the next exhale. You're with each moment as it's there. Begin to shift back up into a tabletop. Cross your ankles behind you and sit back behind the heels. Just coming into a cross-legged, easy seat. Sitting up really nice and tall. Let the sitting bones feel like weighted anchors down into the ground, and the crown of the head is lifting up away from the ground. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, we're just going to bring the right fingertips to the left knee, left fingertips back behind you. Really tall spine before you begin the fullest expression of the twist. Find length. And then as you exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen, and twist. So slide your ears back about an inch so your head feels like it's in line with the shoulders. And keep rooting down through both sitting bones so they feel like heavy weights. And extend up and out from there. Twist a little deeper. Direct your breath into wherever you're feeling this pose the most. Inhale, unwinds you, lift the arms up. Exhale, other side, left fingertips to the right knee. Right fingertips back behind you. Before you twist, lengthen, slide the ears back in space. Root down through the sitting bones and then twist. And then lengthen. And then twist. Keep releasing the weight of the lower body. It has no job here. Let it be heavy. Another way to find calm in any moment is to tap into your body, your senses, what you're feeling, and imagine sending your breath into that place. So when you're imagining sending your breath into your belly here in twist, when everything feels twisted up, jumbled, restricted, your whole body's picking up on that. Your whole body's working together to make that happen for you. And when you breathe into your belly, when you breathe into the back of your body, you're breathing in deeper, more deeply. And deep breaths are going to lead to a calm mind. There are many scientific studies. I'm sure I'm not the first person to mention that to you. Inhale, unwinds you as you reach the arms up over the head. And then exhale, float them down by your sides. Bring them out in front of you and just start to walk them forward into a forward fold. You can come as far as feels comfortable for you. You can place your hands or a block underneath of the head. And again, just letting the lower half of your body root down, extending out of the low back. And breathe. Be intentional with your breath. Where exactly are you directing your breath? Is there a place in your body that doesn't feel calm? What happens when you're present with that? And that is essential self-care. Just take one more breath here. And then walking the hands back in towards your body. We're going to keep the right knee bent and cross the left foot over the right knee. Root down through both sitting bones. And then wrap your right arm around your left knee, left fingertips back behind you. And it's a very gentle twist, so this is mostly just to get a stretch on the outer hips, so you don't even really need to twist 130% here unless you dig it. So tall spine, sliding the ears back in space, reaching the heart forward, and finding that intentional spot in your body to direct your breath. One more. Exhale to unwind you. Switch sides. Left foot will draw in, right foot will cross over the left knee. Wrap your arm around your right knee, right fingertips behind you, lengthen. And then twist just a little bit, just a little baby twist, mostly directing that energy into the stretch of the outer hip right here. This is a pose I didn't always love, but lately I've been really always wanting to be in it. I don't know what's happening. Deep breath in. calm, slow, controlled breath out. Keep rooting down through both sitting bones here. Anchor down through the tailbone. Deep breath in. And then very gently release. Come back to center. So just coming into an easy position. So you can sit here cross-legged in your Sukhasana easy pose, or you can kneel on a block, or you can lay flat on the ground. Choose a place where you can be comfortably for a few breaths as we close our practice together. Whenever you get to where you're going, close your eyes and find some softness in the face, in the jaw. Relax the shoulders. Broaden across the collarbones. Lengthen out from the low back. And just finishing here together with 3 mindful breaths. So go ahead and empty out any air inside. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale out. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale out. Deep breath in. And exhale out. You can bring the palms to touch in front of the heart if that is okay with you, or you can place one hand on top of the other on top of the heart, whichever one you're more comfortable with. I hope that you found the calm you were looking for. I hope you can continue to find it throughout the day, anytime you need it. It's always there for you. Just breathe. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. Namaste.